that this is the fourth time that I have came to record the third part of this show. Now, if you have been following me, you know that this is an entirely new page that I have. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters, my account was somehow I'm no longer able to record or do anything from that. I'm not able to even log into that page. So I am still Sister Alexia Ali X. Please continue to listen to those, shows if you will. But I am on this page, and going forward, I am going to continue to be, inshallah, Genuine Mind on Reality Underground Radio. Me and my husband, Brother Antonio Ali, we thank our Brother Prince Muhammad, for allowing us to speak and do our best to reach the people. And we thank Allah for giving us the opportunity to be able to come to you. And I thank you all. Now, remember why the title of it is called Jesus Wept. But you have to understand, first and foremost, who is Jesus? And why would he have a reason to weep? Now, there's so many different meanings and understanding that I could parse and give, but I'm just going to go briefly and wherever Allah will allow me to go in this broadcast, and then I'll continue, inshallah, in another with the same topic. Now, there's so much stuff. Like I said before, this is the fourth time that I've tried to record this broadcast. So, to me, this is part 7 or 8, because the information that I said, I can't even remember. The drafts were not saved. It just completely, Satan did not want that message being put out there. So now I'm not necessarily revamping because I'm on the same subject, but I'm so further deep now into the subject that you'll have to follow where I'm going. Now, I've already explained that the Jesus, you could use either of the 3 names that I mentioned, but Master Farad Muhammad is the Mahdi, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the Exalted Christ, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah. Now, in Christianity, you have your Father, Son, and Holy Spirit Trinity. We don't really have a Trinity, but if you wanted to apply 3 people to a Trinity, those 3 would be. So Jesus talked about a living exalted Christ. He talked about a Mahdi coming. He talked about a Messiah, and the whole world has been waiting on this self-guided one. So for him to be the soul of the originator of the heavens in the earth, and to manifest it into a man, we have to appreciate the effort of the God of the universe. We have to appreciate the thought. We have to, for him to even want to come and save us, because I can't really talk about the history, because like I'm telling you guys, I'm just a student in a class trying to pass. All the negativity and anything that the propaganda and all that stuff that people have with the Nation of Islam. I don't agree with that. I agree with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I live my life based on the structure, as I stated, in a broadcast on the restrictive laws of Islam, because the restrictive laws of Islam is our success. So I live my life trying to, do right, because doing wrong won't get me nowhere. So I didn't always know what I know now. Somebody brought me the teachings and helped give me a life-giving message, and somebody let me hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on a VHS tape, and it touched me, and I wanted to know how could I get involved and how could I help, because that is something that I need. That is what I want in my life. So for me to come into the Nation of Islam, that's a decision that I've made. A lot of people may or may not agree with it, but I know it's the best thing for my life, because whether or not they agree with it or not, they can say that whatever Alexia is learning, she is applying herself and she is bettering herself, being that she is trying to be successful and she is working in trying to manifest that in her everyday life. So, with that being said, I'm just bearing witness to the truth. That's all. I'm just bearing witness that if you listen and give your ear and open your mind and try to receive something new, that it's possible that you can, achieve heights you never even imagined previously. I know I have. I've gone many, many places. I've been to different parts of different universes in my mind. Hell, I might not have been there physically, but hey, I got a picture and I got a vision of what it might be like. So you never know. One day you might find me sitting on Pluto drinking a cup of coffee. If it's the most coldest planet in our solar system, hey, if I'm capable of doing it, why not be able to do it? But that's just a vision and a thought in a different universe. So why would Jesus wept? Who is this Jesus? You could either say the Master Farad Muhammad, the Mahdi, you could say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or you could say the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because that is our Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That is our Father, our exalted Christ, and our Comforter. And they are alive and in power, and we thank them for being with us to help us. So why would either one of them weep? Because you can look at the condition of our people and see that we have been dead for a while. We have been spiritually with no life, with no chance at survival. We have been locked up. We have been in a school to prison pipeline. Our communities have been infested with drugs. Our women have been raped and molested as young children. Our boys, some of our boys have been bothered with and tampered with. So we need to understand that this is something that has to stop. Our generation is a fearless generation because we don't give a damn about nothing that don't mean nothing. And all we do is just do foolishness but if we're going to stop the foolishness, those of us who are telling them we have to stop, we have to find ways to put something else in their path. We have to have some ways to put something else so they can be productive in their lives, so that they don't have to worry about the foolishness and the debauchery and the lying and the stealing and the foolish music and the downgrading music and the hurt and the pain and everything that we're suffering from, and the slavery and the lack of jobs and the lack of and the lack of love and unity in the community. I mean, there's so much to be said. Why would Jesus weep? Because Lazarus is not only the black man, Lazarus is also the black woman. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said 75% of his work is with the woman. And we have been through 400 years of suffering and slavery and Jim Crow laws and Willie Lynch syndrome. And we have been infiltrated by counterintelligence programs set up by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, the CIA, and all of these people have tried to come into our organizations and to destroy us and try to act like that. Our unity is what they fear the most. And us rising up and speaking truth to power. Well, I don't give a damn about your power anymore, because that no longer will suffice what my family is for. I want to separate from your power. And I want my family to build something new for for a whole new generation. Because what you have built is wickedness, lies, murder, and 6,000, almost 7,000 years of total bullshit. I didn't cuss, but you know what I'm saying. It's just been total chaos and madness ever since you've been on the planet Earth. And I'm not mad at you because of the chaos, because Allah allowed you to do what you are doing. So praise be to Allah that He let you come into existence and manifest yourselves, because now that we have seen you, and now that we have looked at the wickedness and the madness that you will cause the people to be oppressed under your hand for numerous decades after decades, years after years, our people have been suffering by you and at your hands. So Jesus would have a reason to weep if he's looking and he wants to see his people. If he's looking at Mary and he's looking at Martha and the way it pains them to see their black man brother Lazarus dead in a situation. You can't say a physical death. It's a spiritual death. It is a death, and Jesus said that it was not to end in death completely. It was to be the glory of Allah. Remember, I was in John chapter 11. If you want to go look up it for yourself. But the title of it being Jesus wept. In John chapter 11, when Jesus got the news about Lazarus being dead, he said he was going back to the same city where there were some Jews trying to stone him. But out of his love for his brother, he said, you know what, let's go back to Judea. Let's go back. And they said, what are you thinking? The disciples said, what are you thinking? They were just trying to stone you. And you thinking about going back there again? Jesus answered them and said, are there not 12 hours in a day? Anyone who walks about in the daytime does not stumble. Why? Because you got the light of this world. But if anybody walk about in the nighttime, he do stumble. Why? Because there is no light in him. If you have no light, no knowledge, no truth, no firmness in your life and no grounding, then you will stumble. You will, when the darkness comes. The light is lacking to you. He said, and Jesus said to him, our friend Lazarus is at rest and sleeping, but I am going there that I may wake him out of his sleep. The disciples sleeping and said, if he is sleeping, he will recover. However, Jesus had spoken of his death, but they thought that he referred in falling into a refreshing and natural sleep. So then Jesus told them plainly, Lazarus is dead. He said they was asleep. Meaning we were blind to the knowledge. We had no knowledge. We were alive, but we were not living. We have no life. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad Muhammad, came to save